Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather, and on this channel I like to walk a very fine line between a shopping addicted makeup monster and a responsible adult with a makeup hobby. Now, I really enjoy eyeshadow, singles, duochromes, multichromes, blush, highlight, lip gloss, basically everything except pressed glitter, and today we're going to be talking through all the palettes in my May bundle. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick with me. We're getting into it right now. If you are not aware, on my channel, I have a goal this year of getting through all the palettes that I have purchased that sit unused in my collection. And so far, I've done a pretty decent job of trying to use everything that has been sitting around. And this month is no different. I am so excited by the fact that I'm continuing to get good use out of all these palettes. It is just like, makes my heart happy. Because I bought them, I should be using them, right? So in each month we have a face palette and then a bunch of eyeshadow palettes. And this month, the face palette is the Blend Bunny Juicy Cheeks palette, and I thought this would be kind of fun. The palette that I had last month had some kind of bright, punchy colors in it, but this is even more bright and punchy, so I thought this would be a lot of fun to play with throughout the month. So very excited to get some use out of this. Blend Bunny is a fan favorite brand for me, so super excited to finally get some use out of the palette. Then let's talk about eyeshadows. So I'm trying to be very careful about not including a ton of big palettes in one month, like spreading out my giant palettes, including small palettes, neutral palettes, warm tones, cool tones, colorful stuff, green stuff, like I'm all over the place. This month is no different. So the biggest palette that I'm including in this month's is the Jade palette. And I bought this a while ago. It was on clearance at beautybay, and it was on clearance for like 15-18 bucks, something like that. It was super cheap, and I watched a couple of videos because I was very intrigued by this color story, of course. Watched a couple of videos and I was like, dang it, those looks are awesome. And of course, I'm sure I have all these colors sitting somewhere in my collection that I could easily grab and do, but my brain needed this one, right? So I did go ahead and pick it up when it went on clearance. There's definitely a good amount of like warm tones and neutrals in here. I mean, you got like this stuff here, this stuff over here, all these warm tones up here. So I think I gravitate more to like the purples, these blues and greens down here, but I am looking forward to giving this one a try and seeing if I like it as much as the other beautybay palettes that I have, because beautybay is another fan favorite brand. I did also, in my attempt to break everything up and spread it out, there was some unintentional overlap. So the other beautybay palette that I have for this month is the Brights 2.0. This I think was like a free gift with purchase, or maybe it was like I needed a couple bucks to get free shipping or something. So I did end up picking this one up. I think I've used one of these shades. I can't remember, but now that I'm looking at them, they all look pretty fresh. So I'm gonna say probably not. Regardless, I do want to get some use out of this. You got these bright, poppy, interesting colors, so definitely want to have a chance to play with this one this month. And to balance that all matte palette out, I did include an all shimmer palette, which is this quad from Nomad Cosmetics, and it looks like this. This is their Studio 54 collection, and this was the multi-chrome quad that they released. So I don't think this one got like very high ratings or rankings or impressions, but I am a collector of Nomad, so I did end up picking it up when it was on clearance. So we have that to try. A bunch of indie stuff. I'm so excited for all this indie stuff. Then from Blend Bunny, I pulled in the Machina palette. It was so hard for me to not put this at the top of my list of things to try for like January, because I had just gotten it in, but I wanted to kind of space things out a little bit, so I did bring this one to the May pile, and I'm excited. I think these swampy greens will be really pretty. The kind of blurply shades that are in here are really pretty. Even this kind of like peachy pink shade, the denim blues, obviously are a fan favorite of mine always, and then you've got this sort of monochromatic white and black row. I think this is going to be a really fun palette to play with. So that is on the to-do list, of course. The stuff that I have the Klarity Cosmetics Aloha palette, and this is one that I picked up during their sale. I think it was a discontinuation sale for this palette, because originally I think this was almost gonna be like 50 or 60 bucks to get it shipped to my house because it's like $10 shipping. So when I first saw it, I was like, nope, not paying that much money. And then when it went on sale, I was like, all right, now I'm gonna get it. So I did go ahead and pick it up. I think the thing that really intrigued me the most was these really intense kind of metallic shades, and then this paradise shade really caught my eye. So I'm looking forward to giving those a try specifically. The mattes in here, I don't know. They seem a little bit kind of all over the place. So I don't know how I'm gonna like those. And then these two shades seem awfully similar. So I don't know if that's gonna be something that I like, but at least the metallics I was very intrigued by. And then I think the art is cute too. Next up, we have the revamped Salem and the Witch palette, which I originally bought this palette when it was the old formulas, and then they reformulated it, so I had to buy the new one. So I am gonna gift the old one unused to my aunt, who also likes makeup, so hopefully she gets some good use out of it. But this one I'm so excited to play with. This shade here, this shade here, this shade here definitely intrigue me a lot. I think Potion, Alter, they're going to be very fun. Magic and Tootsie appear to still be like an older, kind of a private label-y type formula, but everything else in here seems more revamped and more interesting, which is awesome. And then you have a really nice array of mattes to pick from that I think blend together pretty nicely. So looking forward to giving this one a try as well. I did also order their Buffy palettes when they came out, when they revamped those and came out, but they have not been shipped yet, so I'm still waiting for those to come in. Then of course we had to have a glamlite palette because I think I went nuts on Black Friday and bought a ton of glamlite things, but then I did not want to use them all in the same month, so I wanted to kind of space them out. So this month the glamlite selection is Camp Crystal Lake. I don't care anything about horror movies, but I thought the color story was really intriguing. It has this very like grungy kind of swampy vibe to it, but still kind of like this rosy red brown kind of row. Then you have more like olivey greens, tealy greens, some blues, and then like the reds with a black. I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. I think the reds are probably going to be my least favorite, but everything else in here kind of screams to me, so I'm very excited in general to still be trying this one out. Then the last indie thing to talk about is the Fighter palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. I've been slowly collecting their palettes as well, but this is one of the neutral palettes to try this month. This is the cool tone pick for this month, and I just think the colors in here are really pretty, like Glory, Blade, Warrior, Cavalier. I think those are going to be a really pretty combination. Midnight's very intriguing because it's this really deep plummy purple, but it has a lot of gold reflect in it, which makes it look a lot lighter. So I'm curious to see how that plays on the lids. I think these shades are probably going to be my least utilized in the palette, but again, I still think it's in general pretty cool, so I'm excited to play with it. Then as far as mainstream, I have a couple of mainstream things that I'm incorporating this month. One is the Star Wars Mandalorian palette. I have used this one once or twice, but I didn't feel like I had used it enough to kind of firmly give it a ranking, so I want to include it in this month, get some good use out of it, and then rank it so it can go sit with the rest of my Colourpop palettes. I did also pick up the Viseart Soleil plage palette, which looks like this. Whoop. All right. Which looks like this, and I think I was just really intrigued. Somebody purchased this and was doing a video about it, and I was like, dang, your look is so pretty. It's basic. It's super duper basic, but I still think it's a pretty color story. Definitely very warm toned, so we'll see how much I like it when I actually get it on my eyes. But on other people, looks very nice. And then last but not least is issue 2 from Cara Beauty. This is the Starry Eyes, and I had one of these palettes and I went ahead and like donated it to a friend, and then immediately it kind of was like, I wish I had that palette back. And I found a trio of the 3 palettes that came in this collection on Mercari, I think, and it was like basically the price of one of these palettes. So I did go ahead and pick up the trio. Again, I think this has a little bit of that like private label metallic vibe to it, but I think in general the colors are very pretty. I'm excited to try the blush and bronzer that are in here. Obviously I'm going to be skipping over the pressed glitter, but everything else in here I think is nice and soft and kind of a demure, smoky kind of a look. So I'm excited to give it a try as well. And with that said, I think that is everything for this video. I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!